Hey MGTOWs, this is Vention. I just managed to get about 40% into a video where this woman is having a rant about a rant about MGTOW. Oh man, I I had a cold a while ago and I still got that crud in my lungs, and man, we got some allergens, serious allergies going. And if it wasn't for that Flonase, this stuff right here, man, I would be screwed. You can probably see it in my eyes. Um, but if I didn't have that stuff, man, I'd be sneezing. It would just be horrible. Um, but I can get by if I have that stuff. But anyway, it was I had she was ranting pretty good, but I finally got bored with her. um, she's arguing with our understanding that men are the prize, and she's saying that we are not the prize, and I beg to differ. We are the ones who earn just. We have tremendous productive capacity. We earn more because we work more, and and we don't need the living standard that they just seem to need. Um, I live on just a fraction of my income, but I'm not a good average because I've been a MGTOW for like 22 years, so the 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 benefits of MGTOW have had time to stack up hardcore. so, but in any case, even like a 20-year-old MGTOW is it's just better. He's just better off. She also says MGTOW is just a coping mechanism, and on that one, I'm going to have to give it to her. She is correct in my opinion, because feminism has made women so toxic, and the Me Too movement. A woman can like have sex with you, then revoke permission weeks later, um, and then of course the divorce rate and the fact that men always lose in divorce court. So MGTOW is a way that we can have a good life and still, uh, all we have to do is just kind of keep our distance from women and don't invest in them, and and then we can have a good life, and all of our productivity is then uh, is then held within our own life, and it grows and multiplies, and investments grow, and our learning, our ability to learn about economics and various very useful things just grows and grows, and until we can develop as people vastly better than a married guy. I mean, they develop in some ways because of the ability to withstand the agony of living with a woman for so long. That makes you really tough, But as far as growing and developing and learning and studying what you want and having time to do what you want is just it's just an amazing thing. She goes on about how are you going to get sex, and the thing is, a lot of us don't. We don't. But then again, a lot of married guys don't get sex either. A lot of married guys don't get sex. For example, when we had all of our overtime from snow schedule, we had we had like we were running around chaining up trucks and working mandatory 12s and 6 days a week, and man, I was hammered. But man, the overtime was just amazing. and and then we got our paychecks, right? And I looked at my paycheck and I looked around and smiled to all the married guys and said, "Wow, what are you gonna do with all your money?" And they went, "Oh, bills." And of course I said, "Well, oh yeah, you're married. Well, at least you can get laid whenever you want." And everybody in the room went, "Oh," because that is definitely not true. So, how are you gonna get sex, man? I don't care if I ever get sex again. Maybe when I go to Mexico, I might date, but man, I really don't know. It's not that big a deal. And she says, "Y'all want women, right?" Well, in my experience, over like 30 years of dating, women increase my stress levels, they drain my wallet, and they don't really give anything really seriously valuable in return. It's all about pleasing them, and it's like you have to be like a clown and an entertainer and a chauffeur, and you have to pay for everything, and it's just this whole thing that it's just not worth it overall. When I interact with women or date women or have a girlfriend, I am less happy and more stressed out and a lot more poor than I am if I'm not dating. So, and she's talking about MGTOW doesn't solve the problem. It just papers over the problem or some shit like that. And I I disagree. When I don't have women in my life, I am happy. And when I do have women in my life, I am less happy. So, MGTOW isn't really a coping mechanism. Ghosting, being a MGTOW monk, it is it's an improvement on my life. It improves the fact of women, and the absence of women from my life is an improvement on my life. It took me a while to figure that out, but it is impossible to ignore now. A woman would have to really be convincing in order to get me to spend any time with her. She says that we want women to approach us and pay for dinners, and I don't really. I really don't. I don't really care. And basically, that's about what it would take to get me to go out with a woman, but I really would not be terribly enthusiastic about that either. Um, and she's just like furious and resentful, and it's kind of amusing to listen to. I might answer her. In fact, I might just drop a link to this video. um, the reason why a lot of guys are MGTOW is because our lives are better without you. And don't get married.